We talking Welcome to
the fucking Grown Vibez.
No, welcome to the fucking Grown Vibez.
Welcome to the motherfucking Grown fucking Vibez.
We talking Grown Vibes. We talking Grown Vibes.
Hold on.
God damn, I done put the one smile on and everything. Nero, no more fruit.
Only had a couple strawberries.
I'm fucking with you, Paul.
Yes.
Right.
Well, yes.
Somebody's phone in the middle too, just to let y'all know. I
Y'all
don't
need
know if
that
it's
there?
I don't know if it's on D&D or we're gonna ring in the middle.
We got eyes everywhere. Yes. I love it. Well, hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Grown Vibez Podcast.
Hey.
It's your girl, Drea. And, hold on. Drea,
Come on.
a.k.a. Ginger, a.k.a. Ivory, and your girl.
Kiki. Just Kiki. What the fuck is up, y'all?
What's good?
Welcome.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely.
Special episode today.
It is a special episode, but also because it's our last
I know.
episode
Of the season. But we ain't gonna get into that just quite
just
yet.
yet because we got things. But
exactly.
anyway,
But yes, welcome
special
back.
episode.
Welcome back to another episode of the Grown Vibez Podcast. We got some special guests in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Yeah, we do.
This episode about to get real juicy. You heard. You
heard
already know.
me.
So that shit medium rare.
Well, we would like to welcome to our platform, PittsNPush Podcast.
Hey,
Yes.
we appreciate it.
Welcome, you guys.
We appreciate it, Grown Vibez.
Yes, for those
This
that
is
don't
dope.
know, yes, thank you.
This is dope.
For those that don't know, we have been talking about this for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's been in the works for a while.
It has, and I'm finally glad we made it here. But for those that don't know about PittsNPush, we would like to give y'all like a little small introduction of who you are, how you guys came about. If you want to start introducing you guys by first name, whatever name you go by, and then so on.
Okay, what's up? I'm PittsNPush Sports Talk Radio.
And I'm Push, PittsNPush Sports Talk Radio.
Yes.
So we are in our third year now.
Yes.
We started pre-pandemic.
Okay.
And what turned out from they say your dreams become your reality.
Mm-hmm.
When you push forward. So during the pandemic, it was one of those situations where I was like, I need somebody to do this. I need somebody to do it with me. That I know that's going to have the same passion.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is you filter out people because you need to see the red flags. Like, nah, we won't mess online. We won't mess together. So
Right.
when I thought of Push, I'm like, okay. We both live in Maryland. We both from Pittsburgh.
Yep.
We grew up together. I know his passion for sports. He, I'm championship. He loser.
I knew he was going.
man.
I knew he was going to bring
Hey,
that up.
I'm just saying that's a Wilkinsburg shout out. Plug to them 412 boys. But no, so then it just took off because what became the ideal of a podcast. Anytime you birth something, there's other things that come with that.
Yes.
That's very
we
true.
started out as just a podcast, and
Yep.
eventually from there it was like, okay, this is what we dreamed of, but like it can be so much
more.
More.
It
Yes.
kind of snowballed.
evolved.
It kind of snowballed into something that we wasn't even thinking it would
Turn out.
to
Yes.
be. Right?
Right.
It kind of went from podcasting into more of a video production,
I love
branding company. It kind of evolved a little bit.
Right,
like
and
Fitz
shout
was
out
saying.
shout out to Coach Damon Wilson because honestly,
Big shout out to
shout
Coach
out to
Wilson.
Coach Damon Wilson, who is now the head coach at Morgan State. At the time, Coach Damon Wilson was the head coach at Bowie State, and he came in office and he came into the studio and did an interview with us.
Okay.
And I was telling Push like I had this idea, and I've been wanting to run it past him for some time, and when you get the plan mentality in your head, you start to feel like I'm not on that level.
Yeah.
So you don't want to approach people because you feel like you ain't on the same level.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? Forget it.
Yeah.
After the show wrapped up, I walked him outside and I was like, look, this is my vision. This is what I would like.
And
he was like, I love it.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, come to Bowie. So
Yep.
last year was our first year of spring ball at Bowie. And then from there, it just
Kinda opened up
it
doors.
Just opened up so many doors
Right.
to now we're not just covering Bowie State, we cover Morgan State,
Robert Morris.
Robert Morris University.
Shout out to Coach Clark.
Right, shout out to Coach Bernard Clark Jr., Coach Hugh Jackson at Grambling State.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So
That's
Coach,
amazing.
Coach
Al
Nemo,
Jackson.
Coach Nemo with the
Right.
Cleveland
Shout out to
Browns.
all the coaches.
All the coaches.
All of them.
So, right, like they allowed us to be ourselves, but their student athletes gravitate to it. Like, they love it.
Yeah,
And
they
one
do.
thing about us, like when you play football, like you want to look good first,
Yeah.
but you always feel like if I look good, I'm playing good as hell.
For sure.
Yeah.
So they always checking. Oh, hey, OG, you got that picture? Like it makes them feel a certain type of way.
Yeah,
so it was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, that's purpose driven. Right?
And let me say this, y'all couldn't have done it at a perfect time where mainstream and podcasts became a huge thing in
Yes,
the
during
past
the-
2 years.
Yeah.
Because nobody really, listened to podcasts. I'm pretty sure a lot of people has listened to them, but it never became mainstream as it is right now.
Yeah,
And the level
absolutely.
that it is today. So
Right,
the
right.
timing of that was perfect. And for those that don't know, Pitts and I know each other from a very long time ago through family members, and he reached out because he seen what me and you were doing, Key,
Yeah.
and loved it
Yeah.
and been a fan since day one.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we appreciate
Support.
you and supporting us
Yeah.
since day one.
Absolutely.
And we
Yeah.
appreciate you so much for even getting this collaboration here.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even think that far through at that moment. We were just getting our feet wet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now we're here.
Now we're here.
I think
Literally.
the biggest tool for us all though is to utilize each other.
For sure.
I don't agree with the crab in the barrel. Like it's too much out here for us to pull each other down. When
Absolutely.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
we elevate each other because you look at it this way, right? We have two totally different platforms.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Right? So you crossing over platforms.
Yep.
We taking Morgan, Grambling, we taking Robert Morris, and we're taking Bowie State, and
Yep.
we're mixing, and then we're taking Grown Vibez, and we're mixing that
Mixing the
Demographic,
melting pot.
yeah.
Mixing the
Yeah,
melting pot.
listen, it's
sure.
enough for all of us out
Yeah.
here.
Exactly.
And then, again, to Drea's point, is the support that you have shown, and even just on the call the other day and just wanting to see us win as well, too. And that's actually really great. We need more of that.
Yes,
so really,
absolutely.
really,
No doubt.
appreciate you guys.
And we
Yes,
can't
I
wait to
appreciate
come onto you guys' platform and do that collaboration. I know that's been in the talks and that's been in the works. you
Yeah.
know, but we focus on one thing at a time. We
Yeah.
know.
But the Grown
Absolutely.
Vibez is ready.
Yes,
We're gonna be
we're
ready.
Exactly.
It's all good.
But I mean, from there, we're Pits and Push. You know, we
Perfect.
go where it's necessary. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Okay,
Twitter,
perfect. Yeah, plug in all of your socials
Spotify,
right here.
Spotify,
Yes.
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast,
Yes.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio recently.
Nice.
all of
Nice.
all of
That's
the
amazing.
platforms
Yes.
we're on.
Yeah.
What's up? And just to, I'm sorry.
No, you go back.
Just to expand to our viewers, you guys focus on sports only, correct?
We
Our focus is on sports, but when something major comes up, whether it's political,
Okay.
religion, we need. Sometimes we feel we need to speak on that.
Absolutely.
Right? Get our feelings out.
For
put it
sure.
on the platform. See how people feel about it.
Yeah,
Get the
yeah.
conversation going.
Absolutely.
Different perspectives.
Especially with him, he's a real cerebral guy. When he thinks about something and it's bothering him, he's like, "Yo, I need to talk about it."
Absolutely.
And, all right, let's do it. Let's do this, and then it always works out.
For
you know?
sure. And
But-
what better platform to do that on?
And if you think about it, though, we focus on sports, but sports is life, right? There's so many things that sports athletes, men and women are going through that are
That's
life
very true.
oriented, right?
Yeah.
So when you turn off the lights and you off to whatever field you play on, you become a regular old person. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to Grown Vibez and Pits and Push, we actually intertwine.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
We
for
do.
sure.
Because guess what? A lot of athletes are married.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Let's talk about it.
so it's a lot of
Really into
Cheers to
it.
that.
you know what I mean? So they go together. They're
Yes.
nice. So it's all about elevating each other.
Yes.
Not feeling like, oh, in order for me to win, I gotta shit on the next.
Right.
No.
And we're not in competition.
Yeah.
It's so, like he said, it's so much room to eat, so much money out there. You just gotta have the hustle and the mentality to get it.
Absolutely. And I agree. And one of the things that I love also, too, is like when you have knowledge and you bring somebody along with you along the way.
That's purpose driven, right?
Yeah. Like, okay, if I know something and I see like, okay, somebody in my circle or this and that wants to learn this too, or anything, they come to you, you're supposed to bring them along the way
Yeah.
with you, honestly.
Right. And off topic, the gratification you have in you doing something and you elevating yourself versus you doing something but you elevating to bring somebody else with you.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is.
Yeah.
Because there's no greater feeling than knowing that you help someone get to the next level.
Yeah.
And it's not a self gratification like I did that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because they always say like the biggest blessings we have is to bless somebody else. It's not what we do for ourselves, right?
For sure.
So if you want to be blessed, then I mean you got to continue pouring in other people.
And other people.
So
Absolutely.
honestly, that's what we look.
Amen.
That's what we look at it as because we're reaching thousands of young athletes. Whether it's the cheerleaders, whether it's the dancers at Bowie, whether it's the pom-pom, the band, like the softball team, the women's basketball team, the bowling team. Like, it's all love.
So many people outreach.
So,
yes.
Networking opens up so many doors.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what we're doing right now is just the stepping stone of what we about to open up.
Absolutely.
And I'll be remiss if I didn't add too. The also what we do is we have a mentorship session, and what we do is something that we didn't have, right? Because when we came up, for me and him, like we had to go on a VHS tape, and we had to highlight and splice our tape and put it on there. Where now everything's digital. They got social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
So making them understand and realize that you are your own brand.
They got so much power right now.
You got so much power
Athletes
just
have
from
so
your
much power
Instagram
right
page.
In your hands.
Your Instagram page. All it takes is for you to do 100 things right and you to post that wrong thing. Right?
And then that's
So we do a mentorship. We bring in young student athletes who are excelling not only on the field or on the court, but also in the classroom. And what we do is we'll have a college coach or an NFL coach in that respective sport, and we'll basically we want to give what we didn't have. Nobody told me how to ethically speak and be confident
right.
with somebody in a room that I don't feel like I belong in, as I said earlier.
Right.
When you don't feel like you belong in a room, you start to kind of shrine to yourself. You sink in.
And then your surroundings and stuff. You kind of like you gotta
So we want to boost their
confidence.
We want to boost their confidence.
Self-esteem,
So we have high school athletes who talking to college coaches who actually are keeping in conversation. So that's a branch that we look for because a lot of student athletes don't have the opportunities to be able to have that avenue.
I love that. I love that. Well, again,
especially our brothers and sisters. Let me just say,
and we need it, especially in this younger generation. Baby.
Yeah.
We grew up different. We grew up way different. But I love that. You guys are definitely a point of contact for anybody to come to you.
Yeah.
You know, making them feel comfortable and confident within themselves. You're not only doing it in the sports world, but also just doing it outside of sports. You know, it doesn't have to be just focused on sports, and I love that. So thank you guys for being here today. So you mentioned something earlier that you talked about was marriage.
Yeah.
You know, we have that focus on, and I think that today's episode, we're going to get into that a little bit. You know what I mean? And Key and I, we're singles over here, you know, as we mentioned before in the last 4 episodes at this point.
How many seasons?
The goal is that we intend to be married, you know.
Yeah, we desire to
Everybody
be
deserve that partnership.
Absolutely.
That companionship like that.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing with the right person.
It is. And, you know, to confirm, you guys are both married, correct? Yep, perfect. And then we're just going to get into it.
Let's fucking do it. This is motherfucking Grown Vibez. Let's go.
From the very beginning. And how we do it is we do it with an icebreaker game.
Yeah.
You guys, if you've seen the episode before, you know we get into it with a little bit of ice being broken. So we do have a couple of questions just to start off this conversation right. We're going to have our special strategist in the building read off these questions to you guys. Drea squared over here. But yeah, we're ready whenever you are, baby.
All right. So first question.
Yes.
Do you believe in your love language?
Wow. That is.
I do. I'll start it off.
Start it off.
Right. So for me, my love language is I'm a touchy person.
Okay.
Like my wife has to have her legs on me for go to bed.
Okay.
I need to feel something on me of my wife.
Yeah.
For me to be able to feel comfortable, even though I'm the man, right?
I love that.
It's just that comfort. All right, my wife is here. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, even though we got, protection in the house and stuff like that. She just makes me feel at ease
Yeah.
and peaceful.
I love that.
So my love language is touch.
Okay.
All right, hers ain't so much, but she's coming around to like, yo, my husband loves to touch me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not in a derogatory way, but I just love my wife just on me.
Yeah.
Just touching
Yeah.
me. Put your feet on me.
For sure.
You know,
Love that.
put your butt on me. Even though I'm facing the other way, put your butt on me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm a touchy guy.
Okay.
My love language is touch. I'm
That is us.
And it's
I'ma
crazy because we alike.
Yeah.
Like we both know that. You know what I mean? But I mean, basically everything he says sums it up. Like for me, it don't even have to be a full touch. It could be you laying on your side of the bed and my hand is just slightly under your back.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Okay.
feel.
It's a
the
connection.
touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels different. Like versus when you sleep in a party, it don't feel connected.
Yeah. The
So-
connection. Yeah.
Like you on one side, she on the other side. There's no
Yeah.
connection. Period.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that. I'm just saying for me, it's
No,
like
yeah,
to
yeah.
feel like
To feel
even
that.
like even to just cross the feet at the end of the
Right.
bed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You feel
Yeah.
It's
comfortable.
like,
Right.
you're still there.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's more so like that, but you know, it's crazy because I never. It's a lot of things that I'll expose on this show today. It's like for me,
okay.
it's
the
like
Grown
when you're not.
Let's go.
When you haven't been exposed to certain things,
Yeah.
you have to learn on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's
to
true.
keep it a buck. Love language in our hood? What is that?
Yes.
I've never in my life heard it so much until I moved to this area because like back home for me it's like everything is about toughness. Like so for me talking about a love language is
Soft.
soft.
You
It's
soft.
sensitive.
Wow.
So I'm not saying it's frowned
You
upon,
soft.
but that's just not something that's been introduced. So when
Still
you ask
today?
me,
Just-
Well, you know what? I can speak
It's
to
just
that
the black
too.
community
Yeah.
in general. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
you know, we got some families that's strong in they love language
Right.
and they doing all the right thing, but we got some families that
Yeah.
they don't talk, they don't
Yeah.
touch, they don't
talk,
hug.
they don't. Yeah. They don't.
Yeah.
You know, they don't
Talk
eat
about
dinner
that.
together.
And-
In our last
right,
episode.
and it's like frowned upon to speak your feelings emotionally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we
It
had
is.
so like for us we had to suppress. Like I've never realized how much childhood trauma I had.
And you know what?
Wow.
That's
I've never realized
Yeah.
how much childhood trauma I had until I started really looking at situations within my marriage. Like when you go through a situation,
absolutely.
eye for eye, you look at the two people, but
Yeah.
you don't never look back in hindsight to be like, well, damn, like every time something happens, I revert back to this because this is what I was taught. This
you
is what
were
I
taught.
know.
Right,
This is
yeah.
what I
We
know.
talked about that in
Yeah.
that other episode.
So
We
Yeah.
talked about that.
it
It
becomes
starts
a
from
struggle.
home.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it can be
from
a struggle.
Yeah.
And a lot of we don't know that.
That's
as kids.
generational stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
We don't know
We
that
gotta
as
break
kids.
that.
So we
You have to
seen.
break
Like
that.
we both got
Self-esteem.
sons.
That's it.
Like we both have sons, right? And at times, even though we live in this area, the areas we live in, I feel is like my kid is proper, right?
Yeah.
But like when I take my kid home to Pittsburgh, he lost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yep.
we have different elements. I was street smart. I was more so like he's more book smart. Like he's talking to me about stuff. I'm like, I just learned about that.
You know what's
I'm
crazy?
41.
People be telling me, like, Drea, your daughter speaks so proper for her age.
Yeah,
so
she
mature.
does.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly.
It's-
Like,
I'm
it should
sorry,
be
I-
already, given. You know, like, what does your child sound like? You
But
know
it's
what I mean?
different though. But it's
Yeah.
I just said,
But no, but check
Damn.
it out. Be honest though. You understand.
I understand.
Be honest though. You understand the difference.
to grow up in that era. Like,
But that's how you
me.
supposed to talk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We didn't talk like that.
But that's how you supposed to
was,
talk. I'm not saying.
we was hood as fuck.
Exactly.
We was
We
running
was-
around the
yep.
streets. We was playing fake drive-bys just so in case a real drive-by, we know what
Wow.
to do. Like we was playing shit in the streets. Like we wasn't in the area like now. And my son having a conversation, he like that. Like he had a situation at school. He like, I don't want you to do nothing. I want it. Like goddamn. Like at 11, me telling my dad like I'm telling you a situation happened
Wow.
at school, but
And
I
he
want you
wanna
to trust
handle
me
it.
to handle it at
Yeah.
11. The
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Not in the conversation I was having at 11.
But you know what? We go through those things and we go through like we all have stories, right?
Yeah.
And then it sounds like we all have kids.
Yes.
Too.
Right.
So then like we do not want what we went through to be to put on our kids. So we're always going to move in a way where we're like, same thing. I have an 11-year-old and she says things and I'm like, like, well, clearly, yeah, mom, doing something right here. But
Right.
no, but it's like, I don't know. The times are like different. We are able to
Times are
speak
different.
more.
Right.
I'm so big on that. Like, talk to me.
Right.
I want you to be able to talk to me because I wasn't like that. I wasn't able to feel like I could talk. So, I appreciate, and that's probably why my love language is physical touch, but also quality time. Like, I'm a little clingy.
I struggle with that.
I'm a little clingy motherfucker. I'm going to be up under you.
I struggle with quality time. I struggle with that. When I say quality time, because what quality time means to me doesn't mean the same thing to my wife. Right? So for me, it's like, damn, like where I feel like I'm making strides or I'm making steps to better quality time, it's like, nah, I think you're going backwards.
Oh, wow.
So
it's like, damn.
y'all named something, y'all named one thing or two things out of the affirmations of love. Why can't we have it all? Why can't we have physical touch? Why can't we have comfortability? Why do we have to pinpoint it on just one thing?
I feel like
No, go ahead.
I feel like in the black community, just speaking from the black community,
Because I want it all. I don't want just the physical. I want quality time. I want physical touch. I want it all, and I don't want to settle until I get one thing.
We weren't raised with all of those in one.
Yeah.
right? I mean, maybe you had grandma, maybe you had grandpa.
Okay.
But as far as you growing up being, I guess, in a relationship with your young relationships, your boyfriend, like they maybe only showed you physical touch, you know, but they ain't really know how to communicate because they dad ain't talking to their mom and they doing what they see, right? Like you said, all that stuff is ingrained and stuff we gotta get out of us. You know what I mean? We gotta learn how to communicate better, especially as men. Women want to talk a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes they're just men. They like to talk.
You know, I feel like communication is probably the most important thing in a marriage or a relationship, right? And I feel like women are more talkative people, right? So as men, I feel like we have to learn to open up more, be sensitive, right? Like you said, that shit is in the hood where we come from. That shit, you being soft. No, you gotta be soft. You gotta cry. It's okay to cry.
It's okay to cry. Absolutely.
It's okay to cry.
But let me tell you something. When we first start dating, because the goal is marriage, right? We're talking about marriage.
Yeah.
When we first start dating, we get all of those acts of service. We get physical touch.
But do
we
we
get
really?
affirmations.
But do we
get
really?
quality time. We get all of that when we first start dating.
But guess what? We get it.
And then eventually they start coming down. Now you're only getting quality time. Now you're only getting physical. Like, why is it that we so stuck on one?
When we first meet, those first couple of months, we all got our best face on.
Right.
And then we all get comfortable.
Everything right to make that person love us.
Right.
Right.
But that's it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But that's
Break
it.
it down. I know where you.
Yeah, but you do that to make them love you, right? So that's what I see as a love language is you having to, and I've said this before, love someone based off of what they see that their love language is. So to your point, well, why can't I have them all? Well, baby, I know it. Your husband is there somewhere who will give you
everything
all
that
of those
I
things, and know that is what you receive
Right.
love as. That's what it is. I receive love as quality time and physical touch. So to your guys' point of like, oh, I want to feel you and, in the bed and this and that. And, the touch, it's like, that's what you receive like love as.
But that's not what she may receive as.
That's exactly, but that's how the communicating and have to be able to compromise.
That's dope.
I
see what she did there. So basically, we're fulfilling our love language.
I don't think you have to.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it's a settle. You got to compromise.
Yes, for sure. Now, not to say that if nobody gave me all 5 of those things that I wouldn't want to be with them. If they gave me 3 out of 5, that's fine. But I'm the type of woman that if I'm looking for something, I want to have those qualities within you. I don't want to have to force them on you.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean?
You can't teach a man to love you how you want to be loved. Because men, we can learn.
Teach.
Yeah.
You can.
Teach.
You have to show us what you like.
To a certain extent.
Think about the different relationships that we all go through.
Because if I teach you it, it's like, are you doing it because I'm teaching you this? Or are you doing it because you want to do it? That's two separate things.
They gotta be both. They gotta be
right.
You gotta want to teach it, and they gotta want to learn it.
Want to learn.
Exactly.
Because then what'll happen is you'll continue to fall, and I'll fall victim to that.
Me
Because
too.
early on
Me
in
too.
my marriage, like I've been married now for 12 years. Early on in my marriage, I would do the things that I call complaints, right? And I would focus more on them. But then I think at times unconsciously not realizing that when they got to a point where I felt like, okay, she's good there now, you eventually start to wane back into
Fall
your
back in your
old
same
habits.
Yeah.
Like so again, like when he say teach, I don't necessarily look at it as teach, because again, what you're doing is you're going back from 20 years of what I was taught, 20 years of what I soaked in, to now in a moment where now it's trying to reshape me in a way that over time took me to get to where I was.
Yeah.
So it's not just going to be all right, listen,
Overnight.
6 months ago I told you I want my like date nights is something that my wife is big on, and for me it's not really.
And that's why
my
I'm
thing.
leery on the teaching thing, because it's only embedded in you for 6 months.
But the only
You know what I mean? You got to be open-minded to the education.
Right, but to that though, it's not. I don't really want to call it teaching, because I feel like in that essence it's just
I think it's more of
You're
like a
just learning
learning your
because you want them to
I like
obtain
that.
it, you want them to retain
more
it.
of a learning.
So you're learning them.
So you got to go
Yeah.
through that period of where it's like, okay, you picked it up, you dropped it. You picked it up, you dropped
Yeah.
it. But eventually that learning, it's starting to
Okay,
take
he
place.
got it.
and
They start to catch it, and it'll start to come a little bit further along. Like, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
And it becomes part of our habit. It becomes part of our nature now.
So I got a great example for y'all, right? Me, you two, we were raised in the hood. I come from a tough family, right? No, don't show no emotions. Be rough, right?
My
So it took
grandmother
me a
was
while
against it.
initially, when I first got married, to like, when I got upset, to really be able to express and show my
And that's
emotions.
shut
So
down.
like, so what's wrong with you? Nothing. Just hold it in, because I don't, yo, and this shit really bothers me. But I can't, for some reason, I can't tell you. I love you to death, but I can't tell you. I don't know why. It's so frustrating.
I think the reason why we struggle with telling at times is because you got to understand that we're two different individuals. So sometimes I think for me, for the sake of not rocking the boat and not having to have a disagreement, I'll suppress the conversation just so we ain't got to go through it. I'll eat my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I know how to shelve it. I've done it all my life. I know how to sweep it under a rug. But the problem is when
is
those
that
things...
healthy?
It is not.
It's never healthy.
Right.
But and that's what I was about to say.
Because later it's going to come back
And that's
up.
what I was
come
about
up.
to say.
I'm already ahead of you.
That's what I was
It's
about
going to be
say.
bottled in
Yeah.
until there's a one little
A reminder.
That tick you off, that
and
reminded
then
you,
explodes.
absolutely.
Right.
And
Something
so-
real dumb.
And it's going to be
real
something
dumb.
small.
Yeah, real dumb.
Yeah, and so okay, to go back to Dre's point about the learning, and so I agree. I like that was your point instead of teaching, and I hear what you're saying. Like I don't want to teach, but like you want to learn every single thing about your person, especially if you're wanting to marry that person, and like that's what I want to know everything about you.
Right.
Everything. I want to learn you, and that comes with how you communicate. Oh, okay, I know that. All right, I see that they. Okay, let me get to, work here, do this little bit, and then maybe circle back around. Hey, babe, are
Right.
you ready to talk? Oh, kind of like learn those different things.
And let me be clear. I don't mind educating or teaching my partner. However, my partner needs to be open-minded on what I'm trying to express to them.
Yeah.
If they are closed-minded and don't want to learn or don't want to educate themselves for themselves, then it's never going to work.
Yeah.
We're never going to be allowing one another.
I think reciprocation is
is
a word that isn't often used in marriages that should be, because if you feel that this is what you want to receive,
right,
then it should be reciprocated to understand that I should give it back, not even based on whether or not you receive it in that way, or you feel it, or you express it.
You agree with it.
Because then it'll pair that, okay, I'm giving this, but it's not being reciprocated.
Right.
I'm not feeling the same value of love that I'm receiving.
Right. Right.
So
yeah, that was good. That was just one question.
that was just one.
Yes. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our next. That was a good one. We're gonna get into our next icebreaker question.
Yeah.
All right. What is the most important
core value in a marriage or a relationship?
Oh, ouch. What is the most important core value?
I pushed this to push.
And let's look at it from the marriage aspect, because you two are married, of course,
yes.
and then we'll do from relationship aspect.
Yep.
Wow. That's
See, I told y'all I wasn't going to know all these icebreaker questions.
I wasn't prepared for that one.
That's okay. Think
Wow.
about it for a little bit.
You really gotta think on that one. Can we boomerang back?
I feel.
Oh, go ahead.
You mentioned a few things in the previous question.
So, just go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
A core value, I would have to say would be in marriage. I would have to say religious beliefs. I feel would have to be very important because you have to put your higher power first for anything to work. So
that's a good one.
That's where I'm gonna say your faith, your religion, and your belief system. I feel should be the most important thing, core value to your family, building your family.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah.
And that boy's preaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
That boy, hey, for all y'all don't know, he don't even like being on camera. That boy preaching today.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. That's a
I agree
absolute
with you.
fact.
Yeah. Wow.
That's an absolute fact. And I'm not even married. And I know that that's a fact because religion is something that people still struggle with today.
Absolutely.
With being married or in a relationship.
Yeah.
Coming intertwined into one. Okay, so I just want to piggy off of it a little bit. With that being said, do you feel like you guys must have the same beliefs?
No, I just feel like that you have to have a sense of there's something greater than you, and that's it.
Okay.
That's it. I feel like you have to have a sense and you believe in something that's higher than yourself.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. It's something that's keeping you grounded, focused,
Yes.
some type of discipline.
For sure.
I feel like religion brings some type of discipline to your life.
It does.
Right?
I agree with that.
You might not agree with everything in it, but you can apply a little bit of. It don't matter which religion it is. You could take something out of each religion, and you
sure.
can probably apply it to your life and be
For
like,
sure.
"Oh, okay, that resonates with me."
For sure.
Right? But I just feel like discipline and religion
For sure.
is very important in a marriage.
It is.
That boy preaching today. Yeah. Go ahead, Key.
Okay, listen. I've just based on as single, never married.
Relationships, though.
Relationships.
You know.
And what I've, my experience, I would say communication. I mean, I feel like that's where it starts.
Yeah.
You have to just communicate, even if it's overly communicate, especially now, so I actually have two. So I was going to say communication, but also, honesty and integrity. I guess that's three, but
Integrity is great.
but having that's who you are. That's important. That's a reflection on me. If we're in a relationship, and then to Drea's point, my next relationship. Hey, you better be ready. We gonna get married, baby.
Yeah.
Because that's just it. That's just all I ain't. It's just that's it. So it has to start for me. The communicating. You have to be my best fucking friend.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm gonna bring.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna bring. My personality. Yeah. That's just that, and we're gonna I'm gonna be wanna talk too. Hey, what's going on?
Right.
What's up?
Right. Right.
So communication, honesty, because I gotta be able to trust your ass. I got a kid, and that's one thing I don't play about is with my kids. So I have to be trusting, and you got to be an honest person. And so I guess this is 3, your integrity.
Doing the right thing when nobody's looking.
Yeah.
It's so underrated.
That is so important.
That's
nobody's
basically
looking.
the definition of integrity, right?
When nobody's looking. Wow.
It's and that's again, that's who you are as a person.
Right.
That's who you are. And if you don't got that, it's
But bringing it to the moment of us saying, like, we can teach certain things that we cannot teach, though.
No, that's just
that
who
gotta
you
be in
are.
you.
Right.
Exactly.
That's who
That's
you are.
great.
Exactly.
I can't, like I said, I don't play about my kid. I don't play about certain things like that, and the things that I want. Hell nah. This is just, it won't work.
Yeah.
It will not work. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say. Relationship.
What about you, T?
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, communication. I think communication to me is by far. I think you can pinpoint any one as important.
Absolutely.
Because they all play a pivotal role.
They do.
But I think communication for me, because that was something that I lacked wholeheartedly. Like, I can communicate, but when it got to a point where it's like I don't want to feel like I was offending, or if I felt like it was going to come across as condescending.
Yeah.
I suppress conversations in that way, and that's when I say I would sweep it under the rug, because you know what, I can get over this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it's something that I know I can get over, then and I understand, and it's not about not wanting to rock the boat. It's more so like, you know what, I understand that words cut deep, and especially when you feel misunderstood.
Yeah.
So communication, because I think when we hear about older couples and they talk about their marriages and they talk about how good it is, like nobody never talks about when it's bad and how do you overcome in those moments when it's bad. Like, you know, for me, I've been separated twice. You know what I mean? And I say chalk it up to where communication played a large part, because it was like when you think you're communicating, you're not. It's like you have to over communicate.
He about to start preaching, y'all.
Like, you gotta over communicate.
Oh, here it come.
Communicate. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna.
You should keep going.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into it.
Trust me. Yeah, we gonna get into it. Yeah.
For me, I feel like everything that y'all stated just now is a core value to me within itself. Communication, integrity, belief is a big thing for me, especially from a woman that is, getting closer to God. I'm a Christian woman. So I went to an engagement party recently, and, we were giving advice to the newly couple, and someone had told the newly couple, what advice do you have for them? They were like, first person you got to believe in and trust in is God.
Absolutely.
First person. It's not your husband. It's not your family. It's not your mother. Your kids. God. Put your faith in God first. Second, then comes y'all. Then it's y'all. Then after that, everyone else will follow.
Yeah.
So that's what it is for me, because I'm a Christian woman and because I believe in Christ. My faith and my discipline is all in Him, and because I have faith in Him, I'm going to trust Him that He's going to put hope in our marriage. And I would like my partner to have that same type of belief as well.
Right.
But
That's
very
important.
But I think,
and
to have belief is one thing though. But like, there is another component to that, is that you have to do the work. Like, just because you believe don't mean it's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
like in marriage, they tell you like you got a triangle and it's God, and it's you down here and her at the other end. And both of y'all have y'all direct communication with whatever universe or higher power that you worship, So it's that angle, and then it's you two, right?
Yeah.
So you both have your own individual relationship with the higher power, and then y'all bring that together.
Like a family
tree. But still, the universe is at the top, overseeing it all. But I think if anybody was to, if I was to give any advice to anybody who's getting married, my advice would be to never put friends and family in your personal business.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
Regardless of what you go through, as soon as because if you two aren't done with it, everything that you leaked out, you now have become the source of the leak. Everything that you leak out, your family holds that. Like not even against you. They'll hold that against the spouse. So and then it become a like cold, like holidays become awkward, and now you got slide comments like that's what I would like. I'm private. Like when it comes to that, I don't really talk to my folks about nothing. Everything that happened, they found out because my wife, like I don't rap with my folks about none of that.
Hold on to that thought, because I want to get into one more icebreaker question, but I do want to ask and just remember this question when we get to it.
Yeah.
If you don't talk to nobody, who do you talk to? Do you hold on to those feelings?
No, we could come back to it.
Let's come back to it.
It's going to surface up again in conversation.
Because it's like, you could, sometimes in a place where you can't communicate to your partner yet, you have to have someone that you can confide in.
That's why you got Keith.
But it doesn't even have to always be a person, though. Honestly, who said it has to be a person?
No. Okay.
So
it could be your empire, bro.
We started hiking. If somebody was to tell me if somebody back home was like, "Yo, we going hiking," I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Hiking? Nigga, we don't hike. If somebody would have told me we was going hiking. And for me to go hiking and to feel like
niggas gonna go hiking,
like it's crazy. Like you really feel like it's you and nobody else around.
Yeah,
it's like that. We just talked about it, right?
Wait. Hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
One more scenario. Get that last one out, and then we gonna get into that.
Yeah.
All right. So if your mom and wife are in the car with you, who should sit in the front?
My wife.
Of the seat while you're the driver?
My wife.
Wow.
My wife.
I would have to go with my wife too as well.
My wife, because at that point, right, the person in your passenger seat is somebody. Not to say you don't trust your wife or nothing like that, but like y'all are a unit, right? I'm not about to put my wife in the back seat because my mom in the car. Like, if my mom want to get in the back, if they decide that that's on them. But I wouldn't be like, babe, get in the back. My mom's riding.
Okay.
No.
Hold on. Okay, I'm not married, but I got something to say about that.
But go ahead. So
go ahead.
So my wife is riding in the front.
Okay.
Because that's my wife. My mom is my mom. Always gonna be my mom. But my wife, you know what?
They say in the Bible when you get married, like you put away the childish ways.
You now
uncleave from your mother and father. Like you one on one.
But my mom sits in the back only because my wife is. Besides God,
she's running shit.
Right. Besides God, she's the second most important person in my life. My mom will be my third. Right. Once you take that marriage step, your wife becomes number uno. Besides God. Right. Then it's kids, mom, everything else falling after that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that only because that's how I was taught or what was ingrained in me.
Okay.
I wouldn't even talk. I just think for me, it's like to say, I think it's like this, right? And it's not to put one above the other.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Right. It's not a hierarchy.
Right.
It's more of like this unit, like we sit across from each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I'm riding, I want your arm in the rest. We hold hands.
I want to grab my wife's hand.
My mom can be in the back chilling, talking to us from behind.
And
in Esquire or something.
See, listen, I like that. I would like that.
Okay.
If I was married, I would, or even like because I don't have. I mean, it wouldn't be my mother, but if it was like his mom or whatever, I would be like, okay.
Yes, okay.
And then maybe I would say, like, just me, I'd be like, no, Mom, you go ahead. You sit in the front.
That was my point.
I may do that.
That was my point.
To know, like, ooh, this is Mama's place.
That was my point.
And
I'm not married.
Even said it.
I'm not married, but I eventually, of course, want to be married and been in relationships. However, I feel, and this may change, this is how I'm feeling now and today. Yeah. I feel as though that it's appropriate to have your mother in the front seat. And your wife shouldn't have no regard to that because your wife respects your mom to that level of, okay, this is mom. I know my place. I know where I stand with my husband. My husband is just right there. He gonna protect me and his mom. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, if I was given the option, I'm choosing mom to be in the front seat because I'm already comfortable and confident in my place and my position. No front seat determines my confidence in me and my husband. Even though we can hold hands from the back, baby. Put your hand in the back.
You want to know what the difference is?
You know what I mean? Like, for me, and I'm just going that based off of the examples that that was provided here today.
The difference is you're a female. You're not the husband.
Okay.
Right. Your wife comes first. You put your wife in that front seat if you're a male. Females is different. Mom could go in the front. You know what I mean? Husbands don't care. Women gonna feel some type of way about that, especially your wife. right? Your mom ain't gonna care. Your
'Cause
mom
it's
ain't
not-
gonna care about sitting in the back.
Right.
Your wife might feel some type of way though.
If it was your decision,
saying.
if it wasn't
I
their
wouldn't.
decision, but see that's the thing. So
And I'm not a wife yet, but I'm
Right.
just speaking of the terms of, future reference.
right,
You know what I mean?
But when you said that, it really doesn't matter. That it really
does matter.
it really shouldn't matter then,
It don't matter,
because it's like
but
this.
it do.
But neither party, if that was the case to your point, neither party should have any type of thoughts or feelings then about who's sitting in the front.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So it really shouldn't be a conversation if nobody really cares about who get in front. Honestly, whoever got to the fucking car first get in.
Right, but do you?
If that's how you want.
But do you feel
Yeah.
it's a different situation from a husband and a wife in that driver's seat, right? It's
Absolutely.
different. It's different. It's a difference.
So if I
It's
was
always
driving-
different when it's on the man.
If you a husband
offense.
and you in that driver's seat, you better put your wife in that
because
passenger
because
seat.
there's that expectation. Like I feel
Right.
that when it comes to marriages too, there's an expectation, and I don't know if because certain people don't meet the expectation that okay, oh you like, right? But there's expectations, right? I think when it comes to men, the level of expectation threshold is kind of low into things that matter to us.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
to us, I honestly I wouldn't care. Like if me and your dad, if my wife and her dad get in the car, I don't give a fuck who in the front. I'm riding.
Right, exactly. I
But
got
we
it right.
men, bro, that's what I'm saying. It's different. It's different from when you a male and you a female, bro.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. If you a husband and it's your mom and
Yeah.
And if my mom get mad because she ain't in the front,
you better put
like
you better
mom,
put
I've
Courtney
been in the back
front
my whole
seat.
goddamn life. Like
Right.
what you mean?
Right,
Like
right,
and
right.
my mom wouldn't sit my stepdad in the back, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
My
Yeah.
dad ain't going to tell my
I mean-
my stepmom. But the only reason the wife would be in the back is if there was medical reasons why. Like other than that, like
She in the front, right?
yeah,
That's all I'm
yeah.
saying.
I mean, like
That's it.
Okay. I mean, again, me personally, I wouldn't mind riding in the back if I become a wife. I wouldn't because I already know my place.
but wouldn't a mom know place too? I'm mom.
Mom
Shit.
know her
I
mom
had
know
you.
her place, too.
I had you.
Exactly. So that, get that level of a respect.
Mom.
Like mom, depending
Yeah.
on how old she is,
Yeah.
if she
That
has a
too.
little
Yeah.
disabled,
But
you
you
know
just
what I
said,
mean?
but see, when you say that it don't matter, but then you say respect, it puts a twist to it to make it seem like, as what he said, that as men we don't care, but women y'all really do care because y'all look at it as a respect level. Hindsight this, you had a son.
Let it catch her.
Hindsight this,
Look at
you had a son.
and I'm just forming.
You had a son,
ahead.
and your son is in this same
Okay.
situation.
Okay.
Are you telling me that if you're not in the front seat, you won't have an issue with your son?
Yeah, let's ask that question, Drea. Yeah.
Yeah, we talking
Welcome to the fucking Grown Vibez.
Welcome to the fucking Grown Vibe.
No, welcome to the fucking
Yes.
Grown Vibe.
Welcome to the motherfucking Grown fucking